Hello, hello. How are you guys doing? Hopefully you're having an awesome day. And just getting ready and gearing up for the week ahead, getting into your zone and kind of just settling into what your energy is going to be, setting some goals for yourself, and also taking time to rest, reconsider, consider, kind of plan what your next steps are and see where you're headed with everything. So today I did a little bit of a different spread. I'm going to be using the Shapeshifters, Oracle of the Shapeshifters by Lucy Cavendish. We've got the Wisdom of Avalon by Colette Baron Reid, and then the Life Purpose Oracle by Dorian Virtue. And then this new one, the Affirmators, Love and Relationships. So kind of just dive in and just see what kind of energies we're working with, what Spirit wants us to know for our highest and best, and what kind of guidance we can get. Because I feel like this is a time where we're really using our own intuition. We're really standing on our own 2 feet, standing our ground, standing in our power, and gaining confidence on our purpose and our path. However, we're looking for just a little bit of guidance or reassurance on certain big steps that we're making. So really, we are on the driver's seat and co-creating with Spirit a little bit more than we're probably used to. But this is the time. There's huge changes. There's very big transitions and transformations happening within and without. And so usually it takes quite a while for the changes to be reflected in the outside world once you've done so much inner reflection and inner work. So let's see what we've got going on here for this Tarot Tuesday. We got Snake Princess, the Serpentine Path to Power, resonating to the number 6. So many of you may have some Kundalini awakening. You might be dealing with twin flame or very important soul bonds. And it's just a very intense time for your spirit's evolution, like a very big time for your spirit's evolution. And things are still settling into place here as we move into this next chapter of our lives. So this is a really interesting claiming of your power, and also understanding that your path may not look like other people's paths. And you have this divine power, this divine mystery about your path as well, where your potential is infinite, and you're slowly taking your time, making sure there's strong foundations to walk upon, and you're moving forward with this energy of divinity, with this energy of knowing what your divine birthright is. So you can be abundant, you can be prosperous, you can, share your wisdom, you can learn from other people who have gained wisdom over their years and their experiences. But this one has a really feminine energy too, like your ancestral energy and all the power of the feminine and receptivity. So being receptive to the mystery and being receptive to your innate power and your gifts that are going to be coming out, and expressing yourself in different ways with less limitation, with less baggage and burdens on your shoulders from societal expectations or values that no longer work for you. Really just standing on your own path in your own power, and moving forward the best you can in the strongest possible way. And it's really intense. And that number 6 energy, it resonates to the Lovers. It also resonates to the Devil, the Mask, the card where we're working through addictions or bondage energy. And so we're really breaking free of so many limiting thought patterns, also emotional patterns. So we're going through deconstructing mental limitations, emotional limitations. There's so much going on. So let's see the clarifying message for that. We have the Hawk, number 11, omens and messages. So we really have Spirit coming through in the past, couple of weeks, in the past couple months, and giving us signs and signals that we're on the right path, that there'll be little things coming through for you. It could be numerology, could be numbers, could be animals. Like I saw, frogs the other day, and American Dipper, these little birds bouncing. They're flying up these, little waterfall creek bed, and it was so cool. And just that the energy of that and looking at the energy of connection and being free and wild and playful and having that inner child, playing in the water and just enjoying. But the hawk also talks about omens and messages from our ancestors and passed over loved ones. So we really have a lot of messages coming through, and you could associate certain animals with passed over loved ones. So like with my Nana, she comes through with hummingbirds. My mom comes through often with coins or dimes or stellar jays. And, everybody has something different, but your loved one might come through with a number sequence like 1010 or 222 or 777, something that means something to you. And then once you pay attention to that, the universe speaks really loudly, and the universe speaks in so many different ways. And, if you're listening and you're open to receiving, Spirit is also giving us this message right now with 555 as well, that there are a lot of messages coming in, so be open to receiving them and paying attention. You also could be seeing lots of snake energy, and snake energy is healing. Snake energy is about moving through the times where we feel blinded and we can't really see, and moving through the pain to come out the other side and transformation. So much of our animal totem medicine would be a lot of transformative animals. So butterfly, frog, tadpole, just all of, even snake going through the transition, the transformation. And so to clarify those energies, what can we do to listen? What can we do to tap in? Yoga. So it's really important that our chakras are in alignment. It's important that we have a clear channel to receive. So it says your life is enhanced by yoga, stretching, and exercising. So whatever you can do for yourself in terms of balancing your energies, taking care of your physical health, your mental health, right now, it's really important to take the time to ground, take the time to meditate, whether it's before bed, in the morning. You do this for you. You are so very important to this journey and to the web of everything. Now I think you understand you are important. You are worthy. You are inherently valuable without your job, without your house, without your car. You really are. And your inner treasures, your inner wisdom, and your inner abundance will bring you that material wealth, and you will be able to share that and be generous with that with others. So this is really exciting. And teamwork, it says, I'm determined to be a good teammate in all of my relationships. If we disagree, I'll resist the urge to place blame and look for a way to solve the problem together. When we're a team, everything's a game, and when we're on the same side, nobody can lose. So this is really awesome. There seems to be a collective shift of being just individuals, independence, really in our egos, really just on, that straight path where we're like, this is what I have to do. This is what I'm doing. I can't stray from this. I need to be successful. I need to make this money. I need to do this. I need to do that. I need to have this by this time, this age. So really being rigid and controlled and manipulated by societal expectations and maybe family expectations and just in general. But this is saying with this new power, with this new confidence and this new energetic kind of receptivity to spirit and the messages that are coming through, it's really important to work together as a team and collaborate and think about what our lives are like with the people we love and with the people who inspire us, and we can move forward with that inspiration. And it just doesn't have to be all about us. It doesn't have to be just about our path or this. It's how do we influence the whole? How do we, work together as a team? And, that intricate web of energy transfer, so giving and receiving, really, really beautiful at this time. And for the present, we've got Mermaid in a Koi Pond. This one is really cool. Rediscover your individuality, become the dragon. 41, resonating to the number 5. And I already brought up that 5 came up on the timestamp there. I might read this one out because I haven't really gotten this one too much, but it looks really, really cute. But I'll see what the other cards are, and then we'll read that one at the end here. So Mermaid in a Koi Pond, rediscover your individuality. And I think that's part of what a lot of people have been going through, is this introspection or forced isolation where you recognize that, yes, partnership is good. Yes, teamwork is good. yes, it's important to stand in your power, but it's also important before you are investing in other people that you know what you want so that you don't have interference in your purpose, in your path. So this could be romantic relationships. If you lose yourself in that, then your path and your purpose gets a little sidetracked because you're distracted. There's interference around you. And so I think what has been happening here, and I feel this as well, is that we've kind of all been put into our corners, so to speak, to reevaluate, readjust, rest, and rediscover who we are as individuals and what we bring to the team, because it's hard to work as a team if you don't feel like you have any worth or value. And it's also hard to be a team member in a relationship if you're very self-driven and your only focus is on yourself and your successes, and you're not looking at the greater picture of what the two energies combined can create. So it's kind of like a step back to take a few steps forward. And it's really important because if you don't do that, you're not building on a strong foundation. And so that's a part of what we've really been doing. So this one is burden number 43. So it's also about, letting go of the burdens of the past, letting go of energies and toxic thought patterns, toxic emotional patterns that we have of ourselves that limit ourselves, but also limit other people. Because it is a tapestry. We all work together. So even if you feel like a lone wolf, you're always affected by other people and other people's energy and the energy of the collective, the energy of the whole. So we're really looking at burdens here. And I'm just going to read the booklet as well to see if there's any extra. It says, what burdens are you carrying on this part of your journey? Are you transporting those of others out of generosity or codependency? Is this burden so heavy that it slows you down? This marker asks you to stop and look at your responsibilities, your commitments, and all that you bring with you on your journey. Are you clinging to an unhealthy relationship out of fear? Are you taking on the burden of others to prevent them from getting hurt? Do you know that this enables others to avoid learning their life lessons and doesn't really help at all? Drawing this marker encourages you to release others to their own path, and may also be a time for you to ask if you're helping because you like being needed. If the answer is yes, then the message is truly to let go of this burden. For it's born of self-centeredness. Release the burden of others to the divine. They also have their own angels and guides just as you do. Trust in the divine plan for all. On the sacred path to Avalon, you must be aware that you pack all the essential wisdom and tools you need to chart your course. Integrity, kindness, compassion, discernment, discretion, faith, forgiveness, truth, and love are but some of them. Okay. So that's really important. Just leaving behind, excuse me, any unnecessary burdens or any unspoken, because my throat got really tickly there and it's still a little bit catchy, but yeah, letting go of the burdens that we don't need, speaking our truths, or just deciding that we're not going to, bring something up, deciding on silence, deciding on action, deciding on receptivity, really going into what we don't need any longer. And I'm kind of interested in what the Shapeshifters card has to say in relation to the burden card, because I feel like there's going to be a strong connection there. Okay, let's see. Just gonna tickle again. Okay, so mermaid in a koi pond. This mermaid has journeyed to an in-between place, a place where she could be safe for a time. But while she grew safe and while she basked in the comfort of warm waters and plenty of food, she forgot her quest and began to lose herself. It is time to strip away the camouflage that may have kept her hidden when she felt hunted. She has become complacent and her emotions are stagnant. It is time to move on, especially from an emotional situation or a relationship that may seem safe, but in fact is not the soul's calling. Whoa, this is a big one. This is pretty much the same message in a different card. I knew that they would be very connected here. The mermaid has only just realized her moment to move is upon her. and she is saddened and at the thought of discomfort. But she will soon move, and her sadness will be transformed into the sense of being fully alive, fully here, and that taking chances will lead to greater growth once again. Once she does, sorry guys, she will transform into a dragon maid. The koi represents the urge to seek out the dragon self. I love that, the dragon maid. The Japanese believe koi are dragons unmade. The koi are very brave creatures. They have enough power to forge their way upstream, even leaping through waterfalls. Once they pass this great test, as the mermaid does, then they grow into their dragon selves. They are stoic, courageous, and related to the fearsome courage of the ancient samurai. Once she breaks free from the small pond, she will have great glory and success and will always be honorable. She will always remember where she came from. So, it is also reminding us that we may have had parts on our journey that really meant a lot to us, really important, really sacred, special. We might have had really intense soul bonds or like very visceral learning experiences with a lot of disappointment, a lot of triggering, because we really needed to go through this transformation. We really needed that overhaul of our thinking and or our emotional space, or both. And so Spirit is really reminding us and being very loud in this reading. Usually it's not so loud, that it is time to move forward, even in discomfort. So it's time to embrace the discomfort. It's time to leap forward into the new. There are new paths, there are new journeys, there are new people that we're supposed to connect with and meet with. So if you don't feel alive with something, if you don't feel totally, awake and like you are being improved, and this is part of your path of self-improvement, and you're really learning and you're just thriving, and this is propelling you forward on your path and really inspiring you, and you just feel that flame, you feel the creative passion and fire. If you don't feel that, it's time to move towards that, and Spirit is assisting us to walk that path, because it does say we are ready, we're honorable, but we did have to go in for a time. We did have to introspect, hide, so to speak, because we were being hunted. And, that could be by a person, a place, a situation, or just a general feeling with COVID-19 and this energy of, having certain dangers in the mystery, certain dangers in financial elements, just those things that we can't predict, those things that we can't control. And so Spirit is saying, let the burdens go. You're going to have to build trust for the second leg of this journey, or the first leg of this journey, because it's a whole new adventure. So very, very important key lessons here about moving forward. It says, you have taken on the markings of others, their hues and tones, their voices and mannerisms, without even knowing it. You have been like water, but instead of gathering into your own great force or finding a way through the tiniest crack to be yourself, you have stayed in a shallower pool than you were meant for. You feel sluggish, tired, and very much like you are no one special. I'm here to tell you that you are special, and you have grown too large for this safe haven. Let's see here. Okay, so you have grown too large for this safe haven. It is time to swim free, to somehow make it through a challenging time in front of you in order to reach a place where you can grow and flourish, and to become even more than you have ever dreamed of being. You have listened to advice that assures you that staying here will keep you safe. And you have been safe, but now it is time to move on. It will be worth the initial discomfort, for great and unknown truth about your potential will be revealed. Due to a time of camouflage, stasis, and dormancy, you have forgotten who you are. Now you have outgrown what was once safe. It is time to move on, for you are stagnating in your current position and circumstances. There must be fresh water brought in, because there is no longer enough room for you to grow. It is time to break free and take the next challenge. Energy that you feel you lack at the moment will flow to you. You have great courage within you, and you are much more than you seem to be at present. You must take a great journey upstream to find the place where you will prosper, flower, and grow into dragonhood. You'll be most successful, and most important, you'll be a great mentor once you have undertaken that climb. Begin it now. Wow. Okay. Holy macaroni. So we have warrior hearts. We were born for this. It's time to find that fire again. It's time to light our own beacon. It's time to go. Like, it's action time. Creative expression. This is another clarifier here. Your soul longs to express itself creatively. So there is something upstream. So there is something that takes some energy to get to. You have to move. You have to choose to move forward and leave the small pond and start going for something that's calling to your heart, calling to your soul. You know that there's more excitement here for you. You know that this isn't all that there is for you, and you can, unfold and express yourselves in different ways. So it's really important to take this next step. When that opportunity comes to you, take it, say yes, and start creating opportunities for yourself now. So looking for work, or painting, or writing, or collaborating, or just talking to people and saying, hey, like, what do you see me doing? Or really just getting to the drawing board and asking yourself, what would I look at if I did have limitless potential? If you had all the money in the world, if you had all these things, kind of taking out the limitations that you have for yourself right now and stepping into where you really want to be going. It says, I'm a catch. I'm a total catch, and I know all the reasons why. I know that anyone would be lucky to be with me, and that doesn't mean I'm arrogant or snobby. Self-respect is just one of my many qualities exhibited by this complete and utter babe. So if you're having issues of self-esteem or self-worth, just know that, you may have had to connect with certain people. You may have had to go through difficult or challenging situations because you're being molded into a mentor, a leader who is humble and honorable. So in order to be that person, you needed to experience disappointments. You needed to experience being humbled by impermanence. And there was just 2222 on the timestamp. But also to understand that we do go through cycles of stagnancy and action. So like breathing in, breathing out. There's change all the time, but there's also stagnancy. And so we're understanding our power in moving from stagnancy to action and movement. And sometimes how important it is to be silent or to be still versus acting and, being eaten, and or resting, recuperating, rejuvenating, then coming out, then getting those opportunities. But what Spirit is saying is that when we've been still and we've been silent, when we've been observing for a little bit too long, or we get comfortable in that place, it's challenging to move forward. And so like a friend working on his truck, it's like, okay, well, you got to do that oil change. You got to set yourself up for success. You have to do that work now, put the new oil in, check everything, make sure it's good, and then start to move. And even so, if you've left something for a really long time and you put new oil in it's different, it's changed. You might move differently. There might be some hidden kinks that you have to work out. And so Spirit's saying, yes, there will be some challenges. Yes, you are going to be heading upstream again, because that is your life purpose. That is your path to walk where other people might not necessarily have tread before, because you are a warrior at heart and you don't necessarily need or want to do it the same way as everybody else. So when you are complacent or in that comfort zone, you might start to, like the card said, take other people's wishes and desires on for yourself. But then you might realize, no, I want to travel, I want to do this. And, or no, I want to build roots. I want a family. I want to do this. But Spirit is saying you still need to move forward. You still need to take action in order to accomplish those goals. So really important transition and action phase. What I'm really getting is it's time for action. It's not time for us to kind of sit back and be complacent in our comfort zones. It's time to emerge with what we've just learned. Okay, so it's like taking everything we've just learned and emerging and going forth. So if we were like, in battle, it's like, okay, some family members gave us a little bit of bread, somebody gave us a thing of meat, and somebody built us a battle axe. And now, we've got everything and we're ready to go again because we had to take that time out. We had to rest before we moved forward. And Spirit is saying, okay, now it's time. So in the future, we have little brother, little sister, siblings, younger friends, and responsibility. So we're moving into a time where we are going to be counted on by others, and not in a way where we are people pleasing or we're wearing a mask or we're being false or we're lying, manipulating, controlling. We're actually really standing in our power. And as we move forward, as we are standing in our leadership skills and our dragon essence, that power, we command that power, but it's respectful. It's not tyranny. It's not control. You're not leading from fear. You're leading from love. So this little brother, little sister is really talking about maybe mentoring. And that was talking about being a mentor. So you might find yourself in a career position or being given an opportunity where you get to speak to people. You get to connect with them and share your wisdom and your light in a different way. Share your knowledge and what you've learned. So this is kind of really, really neat. And, no surprise here, though, these little dragons are here, and it was just talking about become the dragon. So we're becoming the dragon so that we can mentor others, that we can share that light, we can share that fire. So I think it's all about creativity. We have to ignite that spark again because it went really, really low. Because, if you're being hunted, you don't want the predator to find you. And so that fire was either out or very dim. So now it's like, okay, we got to stoke the fire. We got to bring back life. We got to get that water moving again, get some growth happening, some nurturing happening, and we can take responsibility for moving forward. The spider, we have number 15, creative projects. So really tapping into that creative force. So your sacral chakra, your root chakra, your solar plexus, those 3 basic root chakras are going to be coming online very strongly. And, if we think about the strong foundation, we might think about that as a strong foundation of a house. But what is our chakra foundation? Our chakra foundation is our root, sacral, and solar plexus. So we have really been working on those and moving the energies of those. And so if you are thinking that yours are a little bit stagnant, time to move them around a little. Time to embrace that sensuality. Time to embrace your ability to keep yourself safe, protect yourself. Make powerful decisions for your future and stand in your empowerment and your worth and your value. This one is just saying, I'm a fucking cat, right? So letting go of those energies of the past where you thought you weren't worthy, you weren't pretty enough, you weren't the right shape, you weren't the right weight, or whatever it is for you. Really blasting through that and just being like, here I am. Like, this is my creative passion. This is my joy. I'm moving forward confidently and committed to this. Ooh, and it says writing. So many of you catching the live right now and or catching the replay, you heal, inspire, teach, and entertain with the words you write. So you might be writing a book. You might be interested in blogging. You might be interested in doing a oracle deck or lessons for people online about something that you've learned in the past. You might do e-courses. And like I said, or you might be writing a novel or a TV show or just something that is right up your creative alley that you get to bring to others and inspire and mentor others with your creative talents. Haha. And we've got pleasure again here. So sacral chakra, I give myself permission to feel pleasure, and I let that pleasure rush into my life in a decadent display of over-the-top abundance. And I realized that pleasure has been waiting at my door for a long time. It's just that pleasure doesn't knock on doors because loud noises aren't super pleasant. All right. So, if we've been kind of still and silent and isolated and in retreat and hiding, we may not have been experiencing the sensual and pleasures of the world lately. And so with this creative energy firing back up and, starting to work together, collaborate on products, feel that projects or products, feel that energy building again. So where we feel powerful and motivated in this unknown territory instead of terrified by it. So really moving forward with a strong sense of purpose. And I think that pretty much sums it up. Like there's a lot of energies going on. And so I think in this reading, it's a kind of a wider umbrella than usual. Usually it's pretty straightforward, but we're dealing with a lot of different energies in this one reading. But basically it's standing in our power, aligning ourselves to be receivers, working as a team. So understanding our individual connection to the collective, and then also rediscovering our individuality and motivating ourselves and committing to our path and moving forward, letting go of burdens and letting go of things that aren't for us anymore. And those will just start to be burdens. So you'll feel the burden of it as we move forward in this week. If it's not meant to be, it is going to continue to fall away, and it might fall away rather suddenly. So continue to get creative in your expression. Know that you're okay. Know that you're a catch as you are, and that you're going to be mentoring others coming up. And this creativity is going to be influencing your writing or influencing something that you can bring to the world. And it's okay to be decadent. It's okay to bring pleasure back into your world, whether that's through sex, whether that's through just enjoying colors and scents, and just think of all your six senses, or, even more if you have, very strong connection to spirit. There's a lot that you can tap into in terms of your sensuality and pleasure in life. So it's time to get back into that creative mode. It's time to stoke the fire. It's time to step out into the unknown, meet new people, and get engaged in life again. So we don't have too many people on live, but if you are watching live and you wanted a card pull, I'd be happy to pull a card for you, personal card, and you can choose between the Wisdom of Avalon or my Kindred Spirit Love Oracle if you're looking for a spiritual and or love card. But if not, that was the reading for today. It was pretty big, but it felt, like it went along pretty well. So hopefully you guys enjoyed your Tarot Tuesday Psychic Tarot reading. And if you're new to the channel and you enjoyed, please go ahead, give me a thumbs up or subscribe to the channel. If you'd like to know when I'm coming on, just set yourself up for the notifications bell. And you can also find me on Facebook at Kindred Heart Tarot. You can see my sessions, and I'm booking for private sessions at this time. So if you wanted a private tarot reading, you can always get in touch with me through my scheduling there. So once again, that was Kindred Heart Tarot. And if you wanted to donate to the page, you can also do that at Kindred Heart Tarot, and there's a PayPal link there. You can donate where I buy cards and new things for the channel. So thank you so much for your time. Thanks for joining in today, and I hope you have an amazing week. Ciao for now, guys. Bye.